pleasure I introduce Chip Marsland.
I thought he was going to tell everyone that I broke my nose hunting with him, so hold on. That's a story he seems to be proud to tell. I'm going to start this with a saying from 400 BC. It's, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food," by Hippocrates in 400 BC. Except I'm going to change it to, "Let nutrition be thy medicine, and nutrition be thy food." Sounds pretty good to me. So this all happened about 100 years ago. We were experimented with. We are all subject to, I think, the food industry changing what we know as food. The word food's even been changed. If you really look at what food is, to me, food is pizza, hamburgers, Coca-Cola, and Oreo cookies. And everyone here knows how fond I am of Oreo cookies. But if you really look at it, is that really food? Is food the right word, or are we actually missing the whole point? To me, semantics matter. Semantics is the use of the word, the definition of the word, and if we actually look at what the word food is, that's not food. Food is meant to nourish our body. Nourishment is what humans need. We don't need things that have no nutritive value. We only exist because our cells require nutrients. So if you really look at what food is, from a very simplistic perspective, I look at it beyond food, so it's compositional. And by the way, I was supposed to sit in this chair. It's a little bit too short for me. But if we look at it from a compositional analysis, we actually would not be eating any of it because it's actually not by definition food. Food is actually very precise. We as humans require very precise nutrient composition. Matter of fact, there's 43 things plus water and oxygen that we require every day. What happens if we don't get oxygen? Okay, so that's the same for all those other nutrients as well. How many nutrients are in a Domino's pizza? I have no idea. How about a fruit roll-up? How about Crisco, my favorite? So 100 years ago, it's actually about 104 years ago. I think we need some Oreos. 104 years ago, we were experimented with. There was a process created called hydrogenation. And what that did is it changed the way food was forever. Prior to that, we were going across the country in covered wagons. We were doing all sorts of things, hunting buffalo. Today, we don't actually live that way. Well, at least I don't. Maybe someone here does. But if you really look at it and you dive deep into it, the food industry has actually changed us in many ways. They actually imprinted a new thought of what food is deep into our brains. Our brains are programmed to know what we need, or what they think we need, and what they desire. So when we are actually manipulated food, it changed our perception of what we needed. During that time frame, so from 1911, when Crisco was invented, 1911, 1912 is the first Crisco cookie. It's called the Oreo. Okay, we go from there, we go down a few years, then we get to the Twinkie, we go to the Hungry Man, we go to McDonald's, roadside hamburger joints. Thank you. We go across the board, and we actually end up in today's world where nothing truly is food. So I'm not sure if everybody came here for a science lesson, but I thought I would give one anyhow, okay? How's that? Everybody want to hear it? All right. Okay. That's Jason Domingo up there. Okay. Peter wishes that was him, by the way. You ready? Okay, so we're actually 37.2 trillion cells. And inside each one of those cells is about 100 to 1,000 smaller cells. They're known as mitochondria. We eat to feed them. Okay, it's not to feed our mind, our soul. It's actually to feed those little guys that live within inside us. There's 43 nutrients that they require, and if they don't get it, bad things happen. You know, they don't want pills. They actually want it in a food source. So let's take our oatmeal, for example. When we eat our oatmeal, what do you think happens? Well, actually, it's good things. Most of those nutrients are actually supplied to the brain. So if we actually think about it, most of it goes to the brain, the rest of it just fuels the rest of the body. But we need that energy. Those little colored dots going in, those are the nutrients going inside the cell. And if you watch, it's calm. That's actually something called the satiety state. So the nutrients have gone in and we've reached nutrient satiation. When we take a nutrient void food, the opposite happens. And I'm using McDonald's here as an example. So there's not much that goes to the brain, and actually the opposite of satiety happens. It's chaos and hunger, okay? So actually nothing good is happening to our cells. And if you really look at it even further, this is actually called aging. And this is something that happens to us without us even knowing. So the good things happen from nutrients, healthy cells, cellular regeneration. Our mind and body are actually in great shape. We grow, heal, and live. What's the bottom? Oh, it's not there anymore. Okay, it's because we actually go through what's called chronic disease, exposure to disease. We lower our immune system, and we experience early cellular death. Happy cells, happy body. That's what I try to shoot for. The other side of the coin, cellular damage, inflammation. Inflammation is the one we all want to avoid. Joint pain, rapid aging, chronic disease. Chronic disease to me is just a new word for malnutrition. Okay, malnutrition is what we all were used to. When we take bad things in, guys, bad things happen. We have little cells within even our gastrointestinal system that can't take some of those bad foods. Sugar, I'll give an example. Sugar actually breaks down some of those cells. We actually perforate some of our cellular system. In this case, our gastrointestinal system. So when we actually have a stomach that then leaks, that's actually bad, okay? When we go a little bit further, what does that mean? It affects everything because our stomach is what controls everything for our body. Everything emanates from our stomach. So if you take it, where does it affect? Neurological, circulatory, affects our lungs, respiratory system. It gets into our insulin. You know, think about how much sugar goes in and what does it do? Then it's our digestive system. What we've done with Yevo is we've tried to change everything. We looked at it from the basis of what food should be for humans, and that's what we're supplying to you, food for humans. But this is not food, it's essential nutrients. Our essential nutrients come in oatmeal flavor, they come in chocolate shake flavor, they come in other flavors, and more and more and more, okay? But these essential nutrient compositions are the same throughout. So anybody who tells me they're sick of oatmeal, I get it, but you have to understand essential nutrients in oatmeal, essential nutrients in the next product, essential nutrients in the next product are always going to be the same. I'm not going to change it. You can try to talk to me about it, but I'm not going to listen because our bodies require this over and over, okay? How many here live on essential nutrients? My hand goes up. I live on it every day. I know how I feel. I don't want to feel any other way. I don't want to age. I want to remain, you know, this, whatever I am. When it comes down to it, all of us have to look at this. So what we're doing is we're taking it a step further. Yevo is not just focused on just supplying food. We're actually looking at taking this and bringing it to the next step. Peter touched upon some of the clinical trials that we're conducting now. We're working with Harvard. We start a study in about 4 or 5 weeks. We're working with children and child development, okay? So this is a child program. We're going in, working with kids with food, what's called food insecurity. That means they don't get food, all right? They go to a playground every day. There's no guarantee they get any food. These are kids that are just underprivileged, and what happens with underprivileged? Their brain is compromised as well. So what we're looking at is we're trying to analyze what the impact is on nutrients for children, okay? Because I look at the school lunch program, and I don't see very much there either, okay? And I know that our government tries, but I'm not sure they try hard enough, and I'm not sure that they're actually looking the right way. So when we look at the 43 nutrients, those 43 nutrients should be in every child's meal. I don't care. It should be in everyone across this whole place. Next, the next study after that, we're moving across Boston, and we're working with a university called Tufts, okay? We're working with a professor there named Dr. Susan Roberts. I'm going to let David touch upon this, but that's a weight loss and behavior change study. Okay, that's a big deal too. Anybody knows my background, I come from weight loss, I know what that means, but weight loss is not everything. We are going to, on essential nutrients, your body falls to its natural disposition, okay? We can all be healthy. The next study has great meaning to me, and it's a neurological study that we're conducting again with Harvard. We're doing one on effects of dementia and Alzheimer's from essential nutrients. That I saw the hands go up here. You know, dementia and Alzheimer's has affected my family, and I don't ever want it to affect me. Our brains are the most valuable organs that we can actually have, and it's going to control us forever. Without our brains, I'm not sure what we are. I'm not sure. I heard something over here I'm not going to even ask. But the key here is that we need these things to fuel our systems, fuel our body, fuel our mind, heal our body, live our lives, and continue everywhere. So everyone here should be looking at essential nutrients with a whole different light. Food is not what we think it is. It's not that I'm telling you the food industry is, bad, because it's everywhere, guys. Go to a grocery store. But we changed the foods. We didn't change it. Industry changed to try to make sure grocery stores didn't go out of business, okay? That doesn't mean it's really good for us, because inside that can, there's nothing there. When I was in the food industry in my previous life, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to make sure foods didn't go bad. I had to kill all the nutrients to make sure those foods didn't go bad. And that's how we make foods what's called shelf stable. So when you go into a grocery store and you look around, inside the grocery store, usually on the perimeter are the things that go bad. And the reason I think is because they have to get them out of there fast. The ones in the middle, they get to stay there for a long time. Those products are the ones I avoid. I only go in a big circle around a grocery store and then I scoot out. Not sure everybody else shops. But what we have to do is we have to look beyond food, and that's what we've done. We've looked beyond food compositionally, elementally. We're trying to make it appealing to everybody. What I ask everybody here to do is when you start living on essential nutrients, make these your own. Don't just look at it and say, hey, Chip, I don't like the flavor of your oatmeal. Go at it and add berries to it, change the oatmeal, make it your own flavor. I make shakes. I made everybody go to my hotel room today so they could all have my shake. My shake is some soy milk, my essential nutrient mix. It's actually a brain shake. And then we actually mix in a banana, some peanut butter, and we stir it up in a blender, okay? And to me, I'm sure there's some people who are grossed out by that, but to me, that's pretty good. And that's my regular lunch. And if you ever come to Reno, and you can visit our labs, visit our facilities in Reno, get tours, we offer them on Wednesdays and Thursdays, you'll see that we drink a lot of shakes, okay? There's nothing wrong with the shakes. Yevo is for life. It's not something just to take for 1 month, for 2 months. It's something to really look at forever. It's not just for you, it's for everyone around you as well. If we don't touch everyone, we're only compromising everyone we know. Everyone should know about essential nutrients because no one is taught. If there's any need for additional tools, anything else, I'm going to try to provide them. We're all going to try to provide them to help you convey these messages. But Yevo, our goal is to provide only the best for you and let you grow, live, and heal. Or should it be grow, heal, and live?